So, Sucrose, the package you mentioned that you received before, it's not dangerous. You need to be careful when you're opening packages. I once had a friend mail me some research materials, and all the bouncing around. Once I opened it, oh, it let out a stench that could wake the dead. If your package contains anything like that, then maybe you should check with Albedo first and see what he thinks.
No, this package didn't contain any...
Timaeus! Sucrose! What are you two chatting about?
Oh, hey, you two. We're just talking about a strange package that Sucrose received recently.
A strange package?
Yes. I believe it's from a Sumeru scholar who came here to study in Mondstadt. It's most likely a thank you gift.
Huh? A package from an academia scholar? Oh, then there could be anything inside.
There wasn't anything dangerous inside, just a bunch of strange cards. I think I've seen Timaeus with some similar-looking cards before, so I came to ask him about...
You've seen me with some cards? Maybe the...
No, they didn't look like test cards.
Oh, you meant these? Huh. Sucrose, have you...
No, never. Recently, I've been spending all my time up in the mountains working on cultivating pentatonic sweet flowers. Why? Is this an area of research that has started trending in the alchemical community?
You could definitely say that it's trending, but not as an area of research. It's called Genius Invocation T...
Genius Invocation TCG! Yeah, we've been hearing about this game all over the place, but this is the first time we've ever actually... We didn't know it had made it all the way to Mondstadt. Must be pretty
That's right. The game's been catching on lately. The Yae publishing house in Inazuma has even published a series of light novels. It starts with a young guy in Sumeru who finds an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opens it and discovers that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King has been captured in... It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During the match, the Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes. After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him and helps him to gradually climb the ranks and become a legendary TC...
Timaeus.
Huh? What's wrong, Sucrose? If you're...
No. I was just thinking about that time you requested an extension on your progress report deadline.
I did go through a phase recently where I wasn't putting enough focus on my work, but it's under control now. I've committed to not even touch Genius Invocation T...
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh? Why is that?
Well, since it's a gift from a researcher I've collaborated with, I thought that I should at least try to learn the rules. That way, I could say that I at least tried.
Oh, right! And since it's a game from Sumeru, who knows? Playing it might even make you smarter. Okay, fine. Paimon's curious and would like... Although, it seems like we can't learn how to play it anytime soon, 'cause...
Well, research is... But if you'd like to learn the rules of Genius Invocation TCG, then I'd actually suggest you go to the Cat's Tail. Yep, that's the place. It's where everyone in the community goes to play when they have time. They gather there, trade cards, and they're very welcoming to new players. Trying to learn the rules can be intimidating at first, but it's a lot of fun once you get the hang of it.
Understood. Traveler, Paimon, let's go to the Cat's Tail. To be honest, hearing Timaeus talking about the game has also...
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get going!
Welcome to the Cat's Tail. Ah, it's the Traveler and Pine. Oh, and Sucrose the Alchemist. It's been a while. I'm afraid I've already told you before. Fur from the Cat's Tail staff is not for sale, no matter how much Mora you are.
Don't worry, Margaret. We're not here for that research project I told you about last time.
Sucrose, what kind of experiment were you trying to do with the cat's tail?
I just wanted to test out some hypotheses, and I needed some materials. But, actually, Margaret, we're here to learn more about Genius Invocation TCG.
Genius Invocation TCG. We were just talking. You see, more and more people have been gathering at the Cat's Tail to play, so I thought, why not have a dedicated staff to serve the new customers? Speaking of which, I believe you've already met.
Met who?
You know Prince. This is the Cat's Tail after all, so I thought having a cat take care of our new customers would be quite a nice touch.
Allow me to interpret. Prince says that the word customer is much too loose of a term, and we should instead refer to anyone who loves
My mistake. So it seems I haven't introduced you yet. This is Prince and Shuyan. They will be in charge of taking care of our—
I'm afraid I must correct you there, ma'am. Only Prince, the strongest and most formidable TCG player of— The average player is incapable of grasping the subtlety and sheer genius behind Prince's every play, and he has no choice but to rely on me to communicate with everyone. I am merely Prince's lowly assistant, that's all.
Wow, another guy who can understand animals.
How can you use such a crude word as animal to describe the one and only Prince? He is special and the only one of his kind. Such a remark is an— Oh? What's that? Shu Yan. In the eyes of the common folk, I look no different than any other ordinary cat. It's a natural mistake.
It seems he really is capable of communicating with the cat. Could this be the result of some
Seriously, how can he get all of that from a simple meow?
Yes, it was the sacred duels of Genius Invocation, TCG, that formed and cemented our bonds of mutual understanding. It's my firm belief that by—
So, playing Genius Invocation TCG fosters some sort of a...
Somehow Paimon doubts that.
Anyway, if you'd like to know anything about Genius Invocation TCG, then please ask Shuyan. Though I'd love to explain more myself, it's time for my daily walk. I'll let Prince play a game with you and walk you through all the rules.
Just as a seasoned warrior can foresee the path of his opponent's sword, so too can I, as a TCG master, predict my opponent's every play. It would be improper to pit a newcomer to the art of the card against one such as myself, and I must therefore politely decline. That's what Prince said.
Oh, Prince doesn't want to play with us, huh? Fine, then put—
I'm sorry, but from the day I met the mighty cardmaster Prince, I swore an oath that my hands would live solely to hold the cards and not to play them. I will never—
If Prince is unwilling to play, then I guess we should look for an alternative.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What is it? Why is it that every player that sets foot in here to play Genius Invocation TCG has to have a drink? Ugh! Seriously, games and drinks don't mix. Don't they get that? Ugh!
What can I say? As the tavern owner, I can't help but feel happy to hear this. Anyway, I see you've been working hard, so I thought you could use a break. So why not come over here and teach these customers the rules of Genius Invocation?
Ha! Yeah, what kind of break is that? I'd rather... Oh, why are we letting all these loafers come in here to play Genius Invocation TCG anyway? Oh, you know, if drink sales keep going up like this, pretty soon Mondstadt's alcohol industry is gonna reach new heights. Looks like my first step in destroying Mondstadt.
My dear, you are quite mistaken. You said it yourself, a clear mind is necessary to win. Soon, their thirst for Prince speaks the truth, Diona. Not only is the spread of Genius Invocation TCG no obstacle to your goal of destroying Mondstadt's alcohol industry, it could even support you in this.
Could it really?
Sure, why not? Alrighty then, our 2 customers are waiting to learn. Shuyan, let's put you on drink mixing.
But Shu Yan is destined for a far greater purpose.
Shuyan, drink mix.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, all right. We'll need some space to... Okay, let's go through the rules. First things... yes? You should have built a deck. You know, what's with the blank stairs? Come on, don't tell me you came...
That's right. We have some cards that I received from...
yeah. You're gonna... Okay, let me think. Oh, that reminds me. A few days ago, when I was closing up for the night, I noticed a customer had left a couple of character cards on the...
Are you sure that...
It's already been a few days, and he still hasn't come back to claim them. Oh, okay, yeah, I got them here with me. You know, just in case the customer came looking for them. Yeah.
All right, so now we have 2 character cards. That's everything.
Yep. So, are you ready to start? All right, then... Welcome to the world of Genius. Simply put, this is a game where you control character cards to duke it out with your... Once you've defeated all of your opponent's character, now then, you're gonna need a character on the...
Let's finish this, swiftly.
First, we roll 8 elemental dice at the start. These dice correspond to elemental energy. Once the roll phase is over, you'll enter the action phase, where during the action phase, you can spend elemental dice. Of course, the most common action is to use character. Not bad. During the action phase, both sides will take turns after you use a skill to attack your opponent. And as you can see, once the... Now, these are Omni Elements. So, we're gonna use them to pay for the Pyro Dice. Neat. That was pretty good. But the game has only just begun. As much as we'd like to attack again. In that case, after you end round, you won't... And once everyone chooses end round... And a fresh new round means time to roll the dice again. That's a... Ooh, that's some terrible luck. But don't worry, situations like these are what? Once per round, you can select all... When the action phase begins, the player who first chose end round, this means that since you finished first the last round, you'll be the first to... Alrighty then, let's learn a little bit about... Each time you use a skill, your character... Once Diluc's energy is full, he can use a powerful element... Never mind, let's start with... Diluc's normal attack only needs one. In any case, your normal attack needs fewer pyro dice than your... Now we have 3 energy plus. It's time to...
Burn!
In an actual game of Genius Invocation TCG, you need to use... Next up, it's time for your second character card. Oh, it seems like any move by Kai is going to cost quite a lot of cryo dice. When you deal cryo damage, you'll cause your target to be affected by cryo.
Cool it!
Good! Now our opponent is affected by cryo. This is a good time to learn about elemental reactions. Different types of elemental damage affect enemies with different elements. When a character is affected by certain elemental combos, an elemental reaction. At the moment, your opponent is affected by cryo, so we should try and use a pyro skill on them. Looks like we have to switch active. Oh, that reminds me. Both sides must have one active character, while others are considered standby characters. Normally, we can only use the active character skills. Now, if we want to use the skills of our standby character, in this case, we'll have to switch to Diluc in order... You can spend 1 elemental die of any kind to switch a standby character to the active character.
Let's finish this, swiftly.
Switching characters is an action, just like using a skill. So once it's done, it's your opponent. Most skills can only target the active character. As you can see, your opponent just attacked Diluc. Alright then, now that Diluc is our active character, it's time to use his skill. Because the opponent opponent is already affected by cryo, dealing pyro damage triggered. When triggered, melt increases damage dealt by 2. This will allow you to deal loads of damage in one go. Genius Invocation's elemental reaction system is pretty cool, huh? All right. Next up, let's learn how to use card types other than these cards are all known as action cards. Each time a match starts, you have to draw 5 action cards to form your starting hand. Uh-oh. Looks like we don't have any elemental dice we can spend to make an Seriously? We still don't have any usable dice even after that reroll? Well, never mind. Even in cases like this, we can still attack. We just need to put the action cards in our hand. Don't underestimate action cards. They can grant all kinds of support and buffs to your active character. Take this one, for example. So playing this action card will require 2 of these. See the symbol? Yeah, that means you'll need to play elemental dice of the same type. Some other cards will cost you these instead. The cost requirements for these, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, though. For now, just play this action card. So, playing an action card from your hand is a form of fast action. Fast actions do not end your current turn. Simply put, you can continue to act even after playing an action card. Well then, you have your blade. But wait, Diluc's elemental skill costs 3 pyro dice, and right now, we don't even have... Well, not a problem. This is where we can use a more advanced mechanic known as... By discarding 1 card from your hand, you can convert 1 elemental die into the element of your current active character. Sometimes, you won't be able to perform any actions you want to because you didn't roll the elemental dice you wanted. In Genius Invocation TCG, keeping up a constant flow of combat is much more important than the number of cards you have. In this case, well, let's just take all these useless cards and use them just like playing cards from your hand. Elemental tuning is a fast action. Come on, hurry up! Use Well, would you look at that? Finally, we now have enough elemental dice. Because you have the White Iron Greatsword equipped, Searing Onslaught will... Now comes the final part! Hoo-yeah! In a real match, you can make adjustments to your initial hand. At this time, we can select any number of cards in our hand to shuffle back into the draw pile, and then draw the same number of new cards. What? you have confirmed any adjustments you wish to make to your starting hand, both players have to select their starting active character at the same... Oh boy, this one's a real doozy. We gotta take it out. Let's see how you do this time. Remember, start by selecting your initial starting...
Let's finish this swiftly.
Hey, look at you! You sure are getting the hang of these roles. Now let me teach you what... You can preview your opponent's actions. I mean, that is to say, you can read their... Check it out! So here's where you can see all your opponent's intentions for this round. All your opponent's intended actions for the round will be listed here in order. Reference this to come up with effective countermeasures and easily defeat your opponent. Well then, that's the end of the tutorial. You're on your own from here. May victory be yours! Wait. There's one more thing I almost forgot. Every time you hit an end phase, you get to draw 2 cards from your action cards pile. Remember, you have to make use of both your elemental dice and your action cards to win. All right, cool. Those are the basics. What we just played was an adventure challenge designed specially for new players. Genius Invocation TCG can be played in duel mode, where each player brings 3 character cards, or in adventure challenge mode, with a fixed deck for each challenge. But the rules are all the same. As long as you understand the basics, then you should be able to take on any of those rowdy booze hounds.
Although I feel there are still many details to grasp, I think I understand the basic premise of the game now.
That was quite the detailed explanation. I didn't know the Cat's Tail's famous mixologist had such...
What? Oh, when did you get here?
I stepped in while you were in the middle of your explanation. I hope I didn't dampen the mood.
You snuck in without making a sound.
Anyway, what are you doing here?
The Cat's Tail is a player in Mondstadt's alcohol industry. Naturally, you have some collaboration with my winery. I'm here today to discuss a few items of business with Margaret.
Too bad she just left. But if you head off right now, you might still catch up with her.
Never mind, it's nothing urgent. In fact, I think I'm now more interested in this card that you're using to teach them.
Wait, this card?
It's D-Luke's character card.
Although I have some degree of experience with Genius Invocation TCG, see...
A customer left it behind a few days ago, but he wasn't even playing the game while he was here.
Oh? And what...
He wasn't wearing an eye patch, okay? He had a light complexion and a super serious look on his face. He wasn't much of a talker and looked like he was just drinking his worries away.
Eye patch, you say?
Gah! I was trying to give the opposite description, but I just ended up giving it...
Don't worry. Somehow, I don't think he'll be giving you an...
So, what about the D-Luke character card?
I don't mind. It's just a card with my image on it.
I didn't expect D-Luke to be familiar with Genius Invocation TCG.
The game has been catching on lately. It's hard to go anywhere without hearing it mentioned. Every now and then, I'll sit down and play a game with the customers in Angel's Share. I was hoping we could play a game, but this issue of someone leaving a character card with my image of the Cat's Tail is... It's getting late, and someone has some explaining to do. We'll have to have that duel another time. Good. Then I'll take my...
You know where the door is. Don't let... Uh-oh. Guard captain.
I hope Kaya will be alright. Well, now that we are familiar with the rules, why don't we try playing a game of Genius Invocation?
Ooh, Ooh, 2 new players having their first ever duel. But in order to play an official duel, you need to have 3 Remember, a complete deck has to have 3 character cards and 30 action cards. Got it?
Then, let's use my cards. These were mixed in with all the others I had received. And I didn't know what they were for at first. But now that we've learned the rules, I can see that this one must be the Sucrose character card. Now, it looks like we each have the Kaya, Diluc, and Sucrose character cards. So why don't we have our first duel? All right, let's duel.